Overwatch Spotlight just ended, and they are doing some huge changes to this new year of Overwatch. So, firstly, they are releasing 10 new heroes over the course of the entire year, with 5 of them coming out just next week. First, you're going to get a new tank called Domina. Her abilities are really cool. You're going to have the barrier array, which is pretty much somewhat of like Sigma's barrier. Instead, it's a little bit larger, and as you can see, it will go around and in front. But what's different about this as compared to Sigma's barrier, each certain parts can be broken, which kind of leaves it very cool capabilities for the other team to be able to actually try and use this against the team sometimes. You might be getting shot at angles that you don't really notice where you're being shot from. And then she also has a crystal charge. This thing, you will shoot it out and reactivate it to detonate, and it also gives you shield back. I'm very interested in what this tank is going to do, because as you can also see in this, she has a lot of health, or not a lot of health, but a ton of shield. I think she's going to be a very good tank, and it's going to be very fun. Her primary attack, her primary fire, is actually the new longest beam in the entire game. I think this is going to be a very good poke character, poke tank, and be very good against tanks like Sigma too. Her ultimate, super crazy good ultimate. You are able to hit enemies with them and lock them into a new area. And I think this is going to really help just her team fight capability, because not allowing these enemies that get hit to even shoot or get healed or do any healing is going to be so cool and so unique. And not only does it detonate and do a ton of damage to enemies, it's just going to be a very, very cool thing. Her passive, also, you're dealing damage with abilities, restores your shield. It's going to be very cool. Next up, we have Emery. He is a DPS, and honestly, I think he is going to be a very good DPS. He has a 3-round burst weapon, and then you can, of course, ADS with it, but instead of like normal ADS characters in the game, you don't lose any movement speed when ADSing with this character, and I think that's going to make him very good. His pistol as well, his pistol sounds crazy broken. You move, not only do you move faster and jump higher when you're using it, granted, I'm pretty sure it's an ability, so it doesn't last forever, but you have explosive rounds that also lifesteal. I think that ability is going to be crazy good. And then he also has a nade. The nade's super cool, and I think it's going to be very good as well. It's going to be super cool. His ult also looks crazy good. You either get to do one very big shot, or you get to do multiple light shots. His passive also is really good, because you get quicker health regen and you instantly get 30 health when it's activated. I think it's going to be very good. He's going to have some good sustain to himself and be kind of right alongside with Soldier there in that kind of long range poke department. And then another one that we have Mizuki. She's a support, and I think she's going to be very good and very fun for people to play. She has a spinning blade that can bounce off walls, and that's just for her primary attack. It rapidly deals damage when impacting enemies. And then you also have a healing thing. You throw your hat to heal enemies or heal allies. And I think it's just going to be very nice, because it's chain healing. Chain healing is so strong in team fighting games like this. And then her main healing is an aura, like Lucio, for example. But with this aura, you charge it and it does more healing when you're doing damage to enemies and healing allies with the abilities that you have. And then you also have it's kind of like Kiri's TP, but not in the sense where you need an ally to TP. You can kind of just TP forward, and you leave behind like this little, I don't even know what it is. You leave behind something that you can then TP back to. So it's kind of in the sense where you have like a TP or a tracer recall. Very cool. And then as well as, I think she's going to be very good against dive characters. She has an ability called Binding Chain, where you can hit enemies with it, and then boom, they're stopped, they can't really move, and it doesn't stop them in the sense of like Hazard's ult just hinders them there. It slows them down and limits them to a little area. I think it's very good. And then her ult, the way I kind of see her ult as is a kind of reverse Malga. So you throw it down and it's this giant like cage. And in this cage, you're doing a ton of healing, and then enemy projectiles trying to shoot on the outside of it can't hit. I think she's going to be a very good addition to the support cast. And then we have another DPS coming in as well. This one is Anran. Very cool. I think she's going to be very fun. So she has a primary and secondary fire. The primary fire, you have hand fans that shoot fiery projectiles, and this sets enemies on fire. And then your secondary is your right click. You will fan the flames, and it amplifies the burning damage. So not only does this amplify burning damage that you have done, this also will amplify burning damage from other enemies like Ash's Dynamite, Malga's left click. You know, just if they're on fire, this is going to do more damage, and it's going to be very cool. And then she has a dash. I think this dash is going to be very cool. You propel yourself forward, and you're on fire while doing it. So you also damage enemies while doing this. I think it's going to be very good. And then as well as Dancing Blaze. You strike nearby enemies while also dodging all the damage coming to you, as you can see here. And then you also have your ultimate. Now, this ultimate, I think this ultimate is going to be crazy good. You light yourself into the sky, and then you like dash down onto enemies, and you explode on impact and instantly put everyone on fire, as well as doing a bunch of damage. Or when dead, you can revive yourself in a fiery explosion. It's going to be very good. And then I think all these characters so far have been amazing additions, and I think they're going to be very fun to see. And then honestly, probably the coolest character that they're adding, they have Jetpack Cat. It's a support character. I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much have my own cat in the game now. She's like, why are you messing? But it's going to be so cool. Jetpack Cat is honestly really cool. So her primary fire is just, it heals allies and damages enemies. And then also, probably the coolest ability from this character is Lifeline. You're in like a transport mode. You like get a little like tether, and you can tow enemies, and you have tons of movement speed, and you heal your ally while doing it. I can just see already Jetpack Cat coming in flying with a Reinhardt attached, and just boom, shatter, and you're dead. It's gonna be very cool. Now, they didn't show everything that this character can do in Spotlight, but they did show all the abilities on the actual Spotlight page. I would link it down below. They have Frenetic Flight, which you accelerate in your movement direction. Now, your fuel recovery is slower while carrying another player, though. So, I'm not sure what that really entails. We will find out more next week when it releases. They didn't really show or talk about all of the abilities Jetpack Cat came with or has in the Spotlight. And then, then there's another ability called Purr, where it's just a pulsing area heal that increases in healing over time, and it also knocks back enemies nearby when activated. That's pretty cool. And honestly, one of the coolest things is the cat's ult. You dive towards enemies and you knock down enemies, and then the nearest knockdown enemy you can tether and drag them. You can either drag them to your team, or you can drag them off the map if you're at a spot that you can actually drop them off the map. I think these 5 heroes are super cool. I think this is a very good direction for the game, and I think people are gonna love these characters. that is all I have for the 5 new heroes that are coming next week, February 10th to Overwatch. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, let me know what I can do better. Hope you guys enjoy your life to the fullest, and deuces.